Hello. So, we finally got full confirmation on the guaranteed totems for the new totems for all 30 fragments. There has been some changes to the old charts. Like if you go Titan Valley, right, you have right when you open Altar of Elements, when you spend emeralds here, there is a chance for like there's a rates for guarantees. Like anytime you open things, there's always a chance to open a totem randomly. RNG plays a role, but it's very rare. It's like 1 out of 3,333 or something like that. At least it was when we just had 3 of them. They might be a bit more common now. There's 5 totems to get. I don't know. But now that like I said, but if you spend emeralds though, there's a like I said after like I said it counts towards like bad luck prevention. So as you spend emeralds, you make progress towards a bad luck prevention mechanic. Like if you don't get it randomly, like most people will probably get it randomly after the first 2, but they have like guarantees all the way for 30 totems now. It used to be up to 18. Right, we can show you the old chart here. Like you could see how you spent the guaranteed totem for the 18th one appeared at 5.1 million emeralds. A bit over 5.1 million, quite a bit. There's a big gap between 17 and 18. Well, there's actually a huge update, right? So now we have all 30 totems. Now there's a new chart with 30, but I want to point out, like I said, we're going to put this up here now. And I want to point out, look at the 18. 18 is now like 4.8 million instead of 5.1, so you lowered it. They actually now 19 is like where 18 used to be, so they just made it a bit easier to get to 19, and now the full 30 is not too bad. It's only like 8.4 million. So getting totems, I mean, yes, it's still a lot of emeralds, but for compared to like a lot of things, like to maybe build one max hero team, if you wanted to max out one team of heroes, full everything, 5 heroes full everything, 5 heroes full patronage, you'd spend over 10 million emeralds to do that. So Titans are still more cost-effective way to help contribute to your guild in wars and clashes. It's still a much more budget-friendly alternative. Just to do that, like to spend emeralds here, like, you know, just doing like events, you can just spend like, you know, like maybe like 5,000 emeralds or 4,500 emeralds a week for every event. Like if you're working on your Titans, if you want to be a Titan specialist. I've said a lot about being a Titan specialist in the past, but you know, sometimes like, you know, for some players it's a lot more economical just to focus on Titans or focus on yours. I think most people should choose one or the other, like unless you're like an uber well, or you've been playing for like 3+ years like I have. Like on my new account, I pretty much just focus my heroes, my Titans. I'll try to get my second totem because the second guarantee is pretty cheap in comparison. But we're gonna mostly focus on heroes on that account. But for account, like if you were just gonna mostly focus on Titans, this is kind of what you do, where you spend all your emeralds. Like, and we'll just open one more in this video just for the sake of it, and maybe we'll get lucky. It'd be cool to pull a totem in a video like this, but we ain't gonna get lucky like that. But yeah, every time you do that, it takes you closer to your next guarantee. And if you don't know, if you want to know how close you are to the next guarantee, Nexus has said you can send a message to support. Like you go, like if you know the Get Help tab, like if you go to the bottom thing, if you minimize, I'm full screen, but if you minimize it, there's tab down here that says Get Help. You can take that, write a message, and ask them, hey, how many more emeralds I need to spend for my next totem, and they will tell you for the next like guarantee. Most people will get them randomly. Like there's always a chance to get it randomly, and I guess we're opening one more, but you know, it's kind of rare, but I have opened several randomly. Most people, like, because the gap between the second and third, like, let's put this chart up here again. The gap between the second guarantee and the third guarantee is pretty huge. So most people, they'll get the two guarantees. And the first 2 guarantees also match your most powerful element. Like if your most powerful element's water, you always get a water totem for those first 2 guarantees. But after that, most people start getting them randomly because the chance of getting one randomly is a lot higher than if you're spending that for an extra 400,000 emeralds. Like spending 400,000 emeralds, you're going to get another totem fragment before then most of the time. But yeah, so it's nice to see the full guarantees. It's nice to see that they actually dropped 18 by a bit. But we are still gonna, like I said, I'm less than 200,000 away from my 17th one, so I'll probably, the next few events into Spooky Fest, I'll probably spend to get my 17th. Then I'll open my Totem Fragment Spheres, because I have a couple of those. Right, any other important note, anytime anytime you open one of these, it actually sets your emerald spend. It'll, like said, if you opened your 45,000 for a guarantee, you open this one, it'll now take you to like that 433,000 emeralds spent. Like, even though you only spent 45,000, this counts as spending emeralds. It will take you to whatever the next guarantee is for the amount of totems you have. So always be careful opening these. Like, know what your next guarantee is before you open anything like this or the dark totem one. Keep that in mind. It will set your themes. Alright, so that concludes like the updated totem chart. I did, like I said, make a video about the old one a couple years ago. If you want to see the old video to kind of see what the points I made in that one compared to this one, you can find it down below. And as always, thank you for watching.